Give him the one to go this time.
Okay. This is for 15 laps, and I think it's $1,000 in cash and prizes in a 15-lap race. Folks, if you've never seen these cars before, you're in for a treat. Now, calling them is not going to be the easiest thing in the book to do either.
I finally got to get in one of these cars
at South Boston
and race one of these at South Boston. I had the time of my life.
Now you know why I want to get back into them.
And we're going to get the green flag as Jason Eberth and Joe Covington. It's going to take them about a half a track to get these things up to speed. And then you'll see them do very well as Cliff Sales in the number 6 gets down into the dirt. And Joe Covington takes over very quickly as they come out of turn number 4. He will be first across the stripe. Jason Eberth second. Rob Thornton and the number 60 car. A car driven by Larry Morgan, side by side racing down the back straightaway. Just behind them in 5th will be the 33 of John Kirby. So that's your top 5. As they come out of turn 4, we're going to turn them over to Tommy.
Joe Covington brings them into 1. Covington opens up about a 5-car advantage over Jason Eberth. The battle still goes on between Thornton and Larry Morgan. Neither one of them want to give, but they really have nothing coming up behind them, so they can run side by side, but they're allowing the front 2 cars to scoot away from them. As we look back for our 5th place car, which is the 33 of John Kirby out of Mechanicsville, Virginia, and they got a little tight right here off of turn number 2, folks. These cars will run in equivalents to 75 to 80 miles an hour. We've got one off the track offer in 3 and 4. Is Jason Eberth made a move on Joe Covington and took the lead away from him as he takes him down the back straightaway, and the car that got loose was the number 60 car. That is the Winn-Dixie lookalike of Larry Morgan. Now, what happened to Larry, we don't really know, but the battle is up front. They're seesawing back and forth as Joe Covington makes a move on the inside of Jason Eberth. Caution is out, and it's over in turn 3 and 4. It is the car number 69 of Larry Waltrip out of Williamsburg, Virginia.
Moves up from the MASCAR kart division.
Yep, he did. You are watching the MASCAR Razzles Victorian Rose Clash.
Jason Eberth in the Tide look-alike, going to take him out of turn 4 down to the green flag as we get ready to go green flag racing once again. Somebody we haven't talked about, Tommy, coming to the front, Dan Arnold.
He started dead last, folks, and in about 4 laps, he's sitting mid-pack. As they come up off of turn number 4, it's all up to Jason Eberth, and Tommy Ingram throws that green flag at him, so Jason leads them off into turn 1. Here comes Covington. Thornton follows. Also following is the car number 33 of John Kirby down that back straightaway as we watch the car number 43 of Dan Arnold see if he can work his way up through this pack, Dave.
I got to drive that car. That was the car I drove at South Boston. That thing is super fast. And Dan Arnold, a great guy. If you've ever been around him, he loves the sport. He just does it for fun. And I tell you what, he is working his way up because now he has moved up on the back bumper, the number 4 car, that of Tom Dance. And he's not too far away from the leaders, Tommy.
No, sir. 6 laps go on the board. 15 make this thing official. But Joe Covington, Jason Eberth, Rob Thornton. Now, also another car making a move is Tom Dance. He's moved up into the 4th position. And as I say that, who sits back there in 5th? Here he comes, folks. Dan Arnold is on a mission. He is the defending champion in this division, and he will be out here strong every Saturday night defending that championship. And if this is any indication, it's going to be a hard road to hoe to take the championship away from him because he started dead last in this field. And then we watched Thornton make a move on the inside of Jason Eberth.
Rob Thornton, car number 24, second fastest down in South Boston when they practice up there. That car will scoot, and he has moved in front of Jason Eberth. But I tell you what, Joe Covington may have been playing with him because he has checked out about good 10 car lengths over Rob Thornton. But guess what, folks? Eberth trying to hold off Dan Arnold, and it ain't going to work.
No, sir. Dan Arnold's coming now. Joe Covington sensed that. He looked back in his mirror and saw that 43 at a distance and said, I can't sit back here and wait and see what's going to happen. As we watch Covington come down the front straightaway, Dan Arnold's doing away with Thornton. He moves into second, but Joe Covington is going to have to deal with the car 94, Farron Hamlin, here in just a couple of seconds. And there are 5 laps to go. Matter of fact, there'll only be 4 more laps to go when Covington takes to the
And
stripe.
I don't know whether
Whoa!
we have a spin.
Up and
Tom
it's
Dance hits the wall. Oh!
He's coming back into traffic, folks.
And everybody misses him.
Caution will come out, and what a finish we're about ready to have. It's going to be power against power. When we come back, it'll be between, right now it looks like it's going to be Joe Covington, Dan Arnold for the MASCAR Razzles Victorian Rose Clash.
Joe Covington, Dan Arnold, Rob Thornton, Jason Eberth, and John Kirby, your top 5.
And Johnny Simons in car number 25 has fallen out. And the Budweiser lookalike, or the Ken Schrader lookalike, not a Budweiser lookalike. As they come up off of turn number 4, we will have 5 laps, folks. They backed it up to the last completed lap. The green is out. Can Dan Arnold deal with Joe Covington? Tell me, Dave.
Well, I've been in the car. It's fast, but I also know Joe Covington, when he goes down to Charlotte and some of those other places, he does very well. In fact, he's running some other divisions that they thought they were going to run away from him, and he ends up running very well. And Joe Covington going to have a hard time holding off Dan Arnold. Dan Arnold dogging him, but Joe Covington, good guy. Used to work for Alan Kwiecki. Runs the number 7, did have the Kwiecki colors. Now he has Hooters back with him.
Well, he also works for Hermie Sadler, doesn't he?
I think so.
I think he works for Hermie Sadler on the Busch team, because Joe had aspirations of going Busch racing himself. We had him on the show. Evidently, the sponsorship didn't materialize, but these two are going to race one another clean. 12 laps are on the board. Dan Arnold has just a little bit different line than what Joe Covington has, and you see it when he comes up off of turn number 4. He brings all of that boilerplate as close to that car as he can. As he ducks, he's going to duck down under him off of turn number 2. Covington will hold him off. Folks, we are just about ready to bring you the final lap of action, and since you've had the expectations of getting in one of them, you bring them home.
And here they come into turn number 1. Arnold going to use that Bugs hair-filled rutting down in turn number 1 and 2. Looks to the inside. He's going to get side by side as they head into turn 3. He will make the pass as they come out of turn 4. It is Dan Arnold down to the stripe.
Arnold wins. No.
They did not give the white flag.
They didn't. They did not give him the... They did. I don't understand, folks. Maybe it's 20 laps. Maybe it's a 20-lap race.
No, it's a 15-lap race is what they had on the board.
Something ain't right. Joe Covington has retained the lead. Dan Arnold has gone back to second. 16 laps go up on the board.
Yeah, Dan Arnold backed out of it.
I don't know. And Dan Arnold now is trying to pedal as hard as he can to get back to the front. They changed this on us.
I was told earlier, and it was up on the board, John Decker had written it on the board in the order that they were going in, that it was a 15-lap race. Now, they may have changed it, but Dan Arnold backed off at 15.
Well, there comes Dan Arnold back. He ain't backing off now, folks. He's decided he's going to get that number 1 spot. He's going to try to hold on to that number 1 spot and make it no questions asked as he leads them off down the back straightaway.
I think we're now going to get the white flag.
Well, they did change it then. They changed it to a 20-lap race, unbeknownst to any of the press, as Dan Arnold takes the white flag. Joe Covington sits in second. Jason Eberth sits in third. Rob Thornton in fourth. Fifth is between Dance and KC Walker, known as Karen Walker.
And here they come down to the stripe. It is Dan Arnold coming from the rear of the field to win the Victorian Rose Razzles Dash for the Cash. It is Joe Covington in second, third Jason Eberth, fourth Rob Thornton. And rounding out the top 5 will be the 00, because the 60 was a lap down, so that's KC Walker. We're going to give it to her. With that, this is the MASCAR Razzles Victorian Rose Clash.